Chapter 7. A Cruel Romance. Malachor. He'd fled her presence and buried himself in his library on the third day. Malachor sought to walk a path in which Ilara didn't simply fade away as he consumed her life. A way she never needed to look upon him as the monster she had seen last night. He spent the waking hours ignoring his courtiers, searching through ancient scrolls and codices, seeking answers to questions only Ilara had ever made him ask. The last 2 evenings had been a slow-motion collision of 2 broken forces. Malachor didn't consume her immediately, as she had requested. Instead, he talked to her. Until the fog. He watched her grow flowers in the obsidian dust of the void. Malachor stood in her presence on the third night and basked in the soft glow of her magic. He listened to her feminine voice and delighted when she laughed with a high-pitched tinkling and feminine tone. But she kept her distance, and that irked him. "Why do you struggle?" He leaned against a pillar of frozen smoke. "The void is peace. There is no hunger here, no loss." He watched her sing to the shadows until they stopped hissing and listened. She mesmerized the void and ensorcelled him with nothing more than her existence. "For you, but for me, there is nothing but a miserable end." Her voice was raspy on that third evening. The void thinned her blood, making her translucent. Last night had hastened it. Even in the high garden she faded, and yet her bitter words stung him. They held a truth he could not deny. "And you aren't at peace. You're just a statue, a metallic ghost that hasn't realized it exists with no life." Her footsteps sounded like heartbeats in a tomb as she walked toward him. She shocked him and took his hand, a hand that had leveled cities, cast foul magic, and held the cold of the netherworld to stop the blight, and pressed it to her throat. The electric spark that ignited within him at her touch caused his breath to hitch. He had feared to touch her warmth, yet she simply walked past his fear and irritation without hesitation. Claws lengthened on his fingers, pressing against her slim neck, and his fangs extended in anticipation. "Can you feel that?" Malachor's fingers trembled at her whispered words. He felt the frantic, rhythmic thrum of her pulse. It was a countdown and a symphony. Desire more fierce than a desert sandstorm roiled in his soul. To taste her would be to know the divine. "I remember," he choked out the words, his regal composure shattering. "I remember what it is to want. I want more than a miserable end, Malachor. Let me feel that exquisite merging I felt last night again." She tilted her head in an invitation so plain he couldn't ignore it. His control broke. His need consumed him as his fangs sank into her throat. She moaned and reached for him. "Please." He drank deep. The delicate flavor of orange blossoms slid down his throat, and the soft flame of her magic enveloped him, encouraging his efforts. The strength of her human vitality flowed into him, and like the finest of wines, it left him drunk on its essence. She sighed with pleasure as he wrapped her body in his arms, lifting her slight weight off the floor. She wanted his bite, desired his touch. He wanted her sighs, her heated touch upon his skin. He drank deeper, seeking to blend her firelight with the silver shadows of the void. Her body went limp. Alarmed, his fangs withdrew from her throat. A level of satiation settled upon him, rivaling any sense of bliss he'd ever known. Dread swiftly followed it, along with regret. What had he done? He heard her inhale. Frantic to ensure that breath continued, he teleported with her, bursting into the library. He laid her gently upon a soft leather couch and turned in search of a scroll which detailed the blood ritual used by shifters to turn and claim mates. He'd considered how closely it mirrored the mating rituals of some other immortals. He'd marked the differences. Malachor had idly wondered if it was possible to turn a human woman into a silver wraith. No one had ever attempted it. Humans were frail. It involved too much risk. Elara was light and life. He listened intently to her shallow breathing. She drew in a long breath. It sighed out of her lips slowly. Wrong. The faint drumming beat of her heart faded. When she should have drawn another breath, it didn't happen. Panic gripped him. Humans died, and he couldn't accept it. She had been a blood sacrifice to a silver wraith. It shouldn't matter, but it did. Malachor unrolled the scroll and reread the part about turning a human into a shifter using blood. He let his claw slice his wrist, and he grasped Elara, tilting her head so her mouth hung open. The silver liquid in his veins dripped and slid down her throat. His silver shadows drew her firelight from her soul, entwined with it, and slammed back into her. He knew the truth. All immortal blood magic, whether shifters, vampires, or wraiths, drew its power from the same primal source, the void. This shifter ritual, the closest known precedent for integrating a permanent dark anchor into a living vessel, was a desperate, if calculated, gamble. He watched as the magic traced through her veins, glowing a fierce, warm silver light as it spread through her body. Then she pulled in a hesitant breath as fangs descended beneath her lips and claws lengthened on her fingertips. Fine silver threads appeared in her ember-colored hair. Had it worked? Had he saved her? Did she want him? Was there any hope she could consider him a suitor? Dread settled in the pit of his stomach. Her breathing evened as if she merely slept. Elara lived, but he had altered her. He feared her reaction almost as much as he had feared her death. Perhaps he hadn't done the right thing. Malachor could only offer her a cruel romance for the damned.
Ophelia Key thanks you for watching. Check the show notes for links and a free offer. Don't forget to like and subscribe. For more, visit opheliakey.com. Welcome to the dream.